Hi, it's Louisa Bada with Spectrum Realty Services, and today I have the pleasure and honor of having an interview with Muller Zergaber. And this is the gentleman on Facebook, our Weston Village neighborhood Facebook page that takes all those fantastic pictures. So I'm very excited to meet you and interview you today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your invitation.
Tell us about your history. We were talking a little bit before, and you've been doing this for almost 40 years.
Yeah, I have done it for so many years, so it's not from yesterday, it is for a long time. Yeah. So I start with photography, I do drawing, painting, I do play guitar, I love music. So that's my experience most, start out.
Yeah, you've definitely got that artistic flair, and certainly have the eye. So that makes sense that you do all that other stuff, the painting and the drawing and the guitar too.
That's right.
For sure. So you came to this country over 30 years ago?
Yeah, I came in 1986, so it's a long time.
Yeah, and
it's a long time.
And so we had. I thought this was a really interesting conversation that we had. So you were around when film. It was film. It wasn't digital, and I really thought it was interesting that when we talked about the advantage of somebody having used film and developed it the old-fashioned way versus somebody that's only done digital.
Well, I start with the classic darkroom photography. That's how I start my photography. So I didn't jump to digital. So learning the darkroom, it has more advantage because you know how the signs work, how the contrast, how the exposure work within the darkroom, not the camera, within the darkroom. You fully control in the classic darkroom photography. So I come with there, so I moved to the digital. So it has more advantage than the digital. Digital is just snap and get the whatever comes there. But if you come from darkroom, you know exactly how it's happening. So you have the full knowledge why it's happening. So even when you edit it in digital, you know really exactly what is missing.
Right.
Because practically, you know it from the beginning how the darkroom exposure work right there.
Right.
So
right.
it has more advantage coming from the darkroom to digital. So we love digital. Digital is the new thing. So everything comes with the camera. So it helps a lot. It is more faster. So you don't waste too much time on making the pictures.
No, and the other thing I thought was truly amazing was because I think a lot of photographers, maybe, and I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking a lot of photographers take the shots and then they edit in Photoshop. You don't do editing in Photoshop. Everything you take is exactly in the moment. The color, the vibrancy, like everything, the moment, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, most people they ask me the same question. Did I do it in Photoshop here? Practically, I never got Photoshop at all.
Yeah.
Because our digital camera nowadays, it has so many setups there. Some into landscape, natural mode. It has different modes, so you have to set it up to that exact feeling you want. So from there, it comes to posting it online.
Right.
So I don't go to Photoshop at all.
Wow.
So in our setup, we have a landscape mode.
Yep.
So that landscape mode, it tells you what you want. So you can cook it right there within your camera. From there, just post it right there.
So, I mean, I always, every time I'm on Facebook and I see that you posted something, right away I look, because the photography is always outstanding. So I've from what I've seen is you pretty much do everything. You do nature, you do events, you do people. So you are you're well rounded in all different areas. You well, after 40 years, you
Yeah, it's a long time.
You pretty much
Yeah.
got it nailed down. So there's, if people did want to connect with you or did want to check out more of your stuff, I know you have the Facebook page and you have Flickr and
I have
Instagram and Twitter. That
Twitter.
was, I think Twitter
Yeah.
was the other one. So right now, so you're a contract for hire. You're award-winning journalist, photojournalist. Tell me about the award. What was it for?
Well, my first award was 2003 at Queen's Park. I received a medal too at the time from Governor Hill.
Okay.
So the second one was on November 9 of this year. So I received a medal too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's really hope you that someone is recognizing your work.
Of course.
So it is a big thing for me.
Yes, and this is, so I know you said you've done work for, well, I'm sure you've done work for a lot of different print mediums. You've done work for the Toronto Star, you said. You do City Hall, City of Toronto, right? You do photography for them.
Yeah.
And this is your full-time job.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
So whenever you have a day that's a little bit more relaxed, you said you're still out there. You're still
Yeah.
out there every day taking
I
pictures.
never sit down. Always my mind is alert to go out. If I don't have assignment, I have to make assignment myself.
Yep.
Go out, follow the dispatch. If it is summer, you go out for landscape shooting. Even if it is winter, you have to find something that tells a story about winter.
Yeah.
So each season has its own advantage.
Do you have a favorite type of photography? Like, what's your favorite? Is it nature? Is it what's your most preferred?
My mind is into journalism,
Okay.
so mostly into photojournalism, but still I do love landscapes. I follow natures, and that's how I do most of the time.
And that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So you've been in Weston, you said, since for the 15 years now. Was
Yeah,
it 2003? You
yeah.
said you've been in Weston. So what is your favorite part or place about Weston?
Yeah, Weston, mostly I love the park area. That is where I hang out.
Yep.
So I meet a lot of people there. Some walking their dogs, some exercising, some sitting on the bench. So I interact with them. Where do they live? What they do? How do you like Weston? What's the best on Weston? This kind of chatting with them.
Yep.
So I do shots most of the park in Weston. In different seasons, some in fall, some in winter, summer. So that's my hang-up area in the park.
I'll say it again, we are very lucky to have you in our neighborhood
Oh, thank
because
you.
you are photographing chronologically things that happen in Weston and the people and the
Yeah.
events. You're always out there, and you're establishing our digital footprint here in history and the history of our neighborhood. And I think it's, like I said, I think we are blessed to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for choosing Weston.
I love Weston.
Yeah.
Because it has its own quality, more cultural diversity area. And then you see a lot of classic old building. Sometimes just doing nothing, just walk, just to have a look those old classic building in Western area.
Yep.
And then they will tell you the story. If you look at the building, if you look at the windows, the doors, the handles, everything I look around, how they made them, when they made them, it tells a story. So we have historical building around in Western. That really love it. And then we have to keep those value for coming generation too.
You just sparked a thought in my head. So the Weston Historical Society does walks, at least one a year, sometimes two.
Yeah.
We have and Sherry Hurst and Mary Louise Ashbourne, they're awesome. They know so much about the history, and we go on these really great walks, and we talk about buildings and things that happened in the neighborhood. I will let you know when the next one is, and if you want to join.
I did in fact join once.
Did you?
Yeah. Once I did join. We travel at different locations. I got really good shots too.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, they're not the same every time, so you got to try and do more.
I have to do a lot.
You got to come and do more.
You have to learn a lot.
Yeah.
About this barber shop, I don't have a clue what that is shopping with, but I'm always eager to know.
Yeah.
Because there is some story behind it. And then when I posted, I got so many responses.
What's this about it? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice to know. It's learning from other people.
Sherry responded, I know.
Sherry responds. She knows most of, I guess. Yeah.
She's has a passion about the area, and she knows a
Yeah.
lot about it. And Mary Louise does too. She's just not on Facebook, so
Yeah.
or she is not much. So
Yeah.
But
I did walk a lot in the neighborhood. Years ago, it was a little bit strange to look somebody's house back and forth. But nowadays they know me, all the photographers, so look around the backyard, check everything. They don't bother a lot.
well, thank you so much.
You're
Muller. It's
welcome.
been a pleasure.
I really appreciate
Really,
your
no,
invitation. It
no.
will help a lot.
No, it's serious. With all sincerity, it's an honor to do this because I think you have such great talent,
Thank you.
and
thank you.
you are truly an artist.
Oh,
So you
thank
you're not. This is not something you learn. Like it can be learned. It's something that's in you. And,
Yeah.
And you're here in Weston. So
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm being selfish. Thank you.